to Real Business Breakthrough Show with your host, Judy Jewett. I appreciate you watching this. This will be about 15 to 20 minutes. This is happening at a very important, pivotal time energetically, and you have an opportunity to get some golden nuggets from experts such as Esther and other people, the guests that are here to help you elevate your energy during the Lion's Gate. So that's why I'm on every day, is to really help with that energy. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and introduce us to our guest. Hello, Esther.
Hi, Judy.
So I met Esther. Was it 2018 is when the book signing party was, or the
17.
so 2017. Okay. I knew it was 17 or 18. I thought, oh, maybe it was 18. Okay. Yeah. So it's been a while. So Esther Wildenberg is the founder and CEO of Empower LLC. And she's a co-founder and president of Codebreaker Technology. Esther is a consultant, coach, advisor, and speaker. She's passionate for transforming businesses and lives using several methods, systems, retreats, masterminds, coaching, and skills like leadership, emotional intelligence, and spiritual intelligence. It is what drives her to increase the growth of a person and company in unlimited possibility. So, with that, I do want to share a little bit about. I remember when I met you in 2017, and we spoke briefly, and there were so many people in the room, right? So you're not going to probably remember me at that time, but my gut told me that there would be another, there would be more, and that there still was. I did predict. I mean, I got the message that you would do something with the emotional and spiritual, and so that there was a whole other area that was going to take place. But what I love about your energy is you're so angelic and definitely spiritually guided with all of your help. And it's an honor to meet you. And for when a person can be as spiritual as you and be able to channel, download information, and help run a very highly successful business, you're the person for people to talk to. So
Yeah.
with that, yeah. So share more about how the spiritual intelligence, emotional intelligence, and you can share whatever you want, but that's where we want to go today.
Yeah, it's a sensitive topic. Not everybody is ready for that message, but it is a topic that's rising in the marketplace, and I've always been very attracted to the spiritual, emotional side of life and people and business. I don't believe anyone can succeed for long term and have longevity and a flow and ongoing success if they're not tapping into the spiritual intelligence. And so people like, what spiritual, like like woo woo. It's actually not woo woo at all. You have to be actually very grounded and connected to your own soul purpose and your passion and why you're here on this planet and why you built your business in the first place, right? So I truly believe that that is the core of your success. So what I see a lot of businesses are failing right now is because they're losing the meaningfulness of their business, and they're losing their connection to why they even started the business in the first place. And sometimes a why or a purpose changes because everything changes in the shifting. So there's a lot of people lost right now to find what is my new messaging or what is the next level of my organization and how do I tap into it. So that is my passion, and I do it through my mentorship and consulting. And I help people to find that core that is inside of them and just step into it. And that most people, as we all know, don't like to be quiet or meditate or take time for themselves, but that is where the answer is. So I guide them through the process, and it's fascinating how fast people can move actually into that next level when they're actually ready to receive.
And that is so true with what you're saying, because it's something that you have to share. Can you share just also a little bit about yourself, like when did you understand that there was the left brain and the right brain, the spiritual part and the business part? And
I think my really big aha was when I was 23 years old. In an accident, I ended up in the ICU. I had two near death experiences, and I got really clear messages that what my purpose was and why I had to go back to the planet to actually serve and help humanity. And the core message was that I had to help women to wake up in an early phase of their life, to live their purpose, step into their power, make a difference, because there was a transition coming from the masculine to the feminine power, embodied by women leading the world movement. And so I got that message very clear, but I didn't know how. Right, I was in the dental industry. I had a totally different background, but in my rehab, I started to do a lot of personal development and hired coaches. And then I took 10 years between 1998 and 2008 to get certified in several programs and did endless personal development. I think I read over 1,000 books at this point, and had always a mentor or coach until today. I always have somebody that mentors me. And then I knew that I wanted to help people. I started with coaching, and then I realized it's kind of exhausting, all this one on one. So I started to do retreats and masterminds. And the results since 2008 have been really tremendous. I still do one on one, but more with company owners. Like I like to work top down, because that is where all the energy has to flow anyway, because they are, everybody's going to follow them. The leadership has to transition. I think we're again in a new phase. We had before COVID, we had during COVID, and we have post COVID. And there has to happen a shift in leadership to become more spiritual, emotional, intelligent, and lead with humility and perseverance and courage, and create faith and opportunity that really can help people to be themselves. Adversity can open a door to be more acceptance of diversity. So that is where I'm at.
yeah, and yes, yes, and that's very important, everything you're saying. How could so would you like to share a little bit about the different intelligence of how you came up with it, or we could dive into what would help people right now in the new, and this huge, massive portal of energy that we're all in. A
Yeah.
huge. So, being that you're such a highly successful businesswoman and you are very, very spiritual, very conscious, is there anything you would recommend from your knowledge and also from what you teach?
Yeah, so I realize when I have a really good day, and the day starts different than when I don't have a good day. So I came up with what gonna work for me, and I realized it works actually for most people, if not everyone. So I start my day quiet with meditation, and I have a 2 year old, so it's not always as quiet as I wish it was, but it's I still take me time first. I know if I don't take me time, the rest of the day there is no Esther time. Like it's I can forget it, because when the business starts and then a 2 year old, and by the time it's like 9 p.m., I'm like passed out and I don't even have any sense for me time. So I take that time, I go to the beach with my dog and walk around and meditate. Then I sit down and I put up my manifestation one-on-one for myself, my health, my well-being, and then what I want for the business and how to impact humanity on a different level. And then I'm just really happy. I just walk there. I like to go by myself, and some days we go as a family with Sherry and Kai and Polo. But the moments I am with myself is where I really get the insights and clarity and creativity and the messaging for the day, or sometimes even the week or even the year, like what has to change to impact more lives. And I think we're, as business owners specific, and especially women who are most of the time also responsible for the household and the family, is you have to take that quiet time. It's like non-negotiable. It's like it has to be on your calendar, otherwise it's not going to happen. And I truly believe in personal development that never ends. So I read a book a week, to just learn and grow. And sometimes there's so many things I know, but it gives you the insight how to share the messaging with other people, from finding the right wording and the right, can tie it into the things I already do. So I think that is the bottom line, is build me time into your calendar is the most important thing.
That's correct, because I most people don't understand they're walking around on two cylinders,
Um,
meaning they're exhausted. They're not balanced. They're not getting the sleep. They're not getting the rest. We get up in the morning, we chug our coffee, whatever we have. We jump in, we get ready for work, whether you're self-employed or whether you work for somebody else. You have a family. You're just busy, busy, busy thinking of everyone else. And, as a business owner and entrepreneur, there's always, I mean, you never get the work done, right? And so if you don't take the me time to really go in and think about being grateful for what you already have, right? Because that's how you manifest more, or what you want is you're grateful for what you have. And if you want something you don't have, then you have to do it in first tense, in the now. So it's still the same. And I do go into that in my real community to help people break through their limiting beliefs, especially around money and around success. So I get that. But having a near death experience, let me ask you this. You had two of them, you said, or one?
too.
Were they at the same time, or were they completely different times
They
of your
were,
life?
I don't even know how far they were apart. I think a day or 2 days. And they were totally different. So it's like, that's why it's sometimes so hard to explain, because the experience is an unreal for this earth, how we think and feel things. It's different, and it's very hard to explain. But it's like, I know it's beautiful on the other side, so I'm not afraid of dying. But it was a very clear message with around with a lot of light and messaging from, yeah, I call them angels, because my guides, my wise who support me. For some people, like, what the hell are you talking about? Some people just God or Buddha or Allah. Like, I'm not attached. Everybody has their own higher source or higher power they talk to, or find inspiration from, or find messaging or receive messaging. And so I knew I had that spiritual side of me. I was always very nurturing and sensitive, but that moment changed it for me, that I knew I had to let it work for me and help others. But when I was only 23 years old, so I knew I had to evolve as a human being first before I was even ready to help others. So I made it my mission for 10 years. And the experiences are, I will write a book one day where it's all gonna be inside there, because it is part of my life journey. So I think it's gonna happen maybe in 2023. I think I'm getting the feeling that I start to get ready to write it, because it all has to fall in place when you start writing,
Right.
right? So I truly believe what you said about money, because of all the pressure again of the government about inflation and recession. I truly believe partly it's a mindset, because I always have been thriving in my life the best when there is recession and when there is inflation, because it gives opportunity, and opportunity when you're shining and are you're confident and you love what you do, you're gonna rise above everyone else. Like, you're gonna stick out like this, because everybody else, like, in fear and anxiety and stress and just watching Netflix. It's very easy to shine in a kind of negative time, and people will fall back. When you look at the four levels of wealth, the first level is money. And I think people are going to drop back to that level faster than we think. People are going to go back to money, 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 money. I need money, money, money. And for me, that is the lowest vibration. The second level is relationship currency. How can we collaborate and cooperate, and how can we serve and support each other on a whole other level without any fear of competition, or you're going to take my clients or take my people? And then the third level is sharing knowledge, wisdom. Start a podcast, start a website, start a messaging, start a social media platform, start something to share your wisdom. Everybody has something to share, and you will find your own following. So I truly believe that. And then the fourth level is spiritual and impact. How do you impact as many lives around the world as possible? But that is coming through the growth of the four levels and tapping into your spiritual intelligence. And you have to infuse it into your business if you want to grow your business. I think it's inevitable, and I think I'm happy. I see the message coming up more and more, and people start to talk about it. We infused it in one of our programs in 2020. I told Sherry this is the time to launch a program around not just sales intelligence and business intelligence, but also emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence. And it has been a huge success because the world was open for it. I think when you lock people down, there's like, okay, there, help, what can I grab? So it worked in our favor and we impacted many lives doing it. So I think, when people are ready, their mentor shows up. That's what I always believed. So I'm excited to help as many people as I can. That's my
I
truth.
absolutely agree that it's all about helping people, empowering people. It gives you purpose. It just fills the heart, the soul when you're able to help another person elevate their energy. And I on social media I'm called Healer Judy, and that's what I do all the time is help people elevate, help them wherever they're stuck, wherever that energy is blocked. They're forgetting how powerful, how unique they are, how divine they are, right? And they're trying to do and go through this jungle that appears for us, and we just forget how incredible we are. So
Yeah.
it does it, and I completely understand what you're saying. And I do believe you said something really, you said a lot of good things. But the fact that in this time you have to stay focused on your end result of what it is. And yeah, when you focus of service, when your focus is absolutely helping others, and in meditation, in that feminine energy of creating, I leave off how much money I want. I leave off all business stuff, right? I just am grateful for the opportunities that the Creator has given me. I'm grateful for all the people that are coming my way that I get to help. I'm
Yeah.
so, so grateful. And then, when I'm sitting at my desk, stuff, then you have a place to do your business goals, right? But
Yeah.
if the spiritual energy is about flow,
It's
and liquid. It has to stay fluid. And as soon as you put stipulations, then it takes longer to receive what it is you want. And that's very, very important. Let me ask you this. I feel like I already know the answer. When you meditate, can you go back into that high energy of that
Mhm.
near death experience, because you're in an area of the soul. You're in, we call it heaven for some people, but it's also already a part of you, right? So do you go into that? Can you just go right into that energy like that?
Not always, but because it depends what's happening in my life, and I have a 2 year
Right.
old. But I know when a lot of people meditating, I cannot meditate. Just go to nature and be quiet. Don't talk. Don't be on your phone, and just walk and hear the sizzle of the leaves or the wind going through the trees or the ocean, or when you go to the lake or go to a mountaintop. Like, doesn't really matter if you just quiet and not be connected to the world, just with yourself. I think that is already, if you can do that, I think you're already far ahead of most people. I can tap into it when I'm really by myself in nature, and I can just feel the presence of all the support around me, and I get a lot of insights and answers. And that's also when I'm hungry to write when I come back home, because then I got all this, like, I call them downloads. I get so much information when I'm quiet. Um, it is, I don't always have to tap into it because it just comes. Like,
Right. I get it. No, I get it.
I want to tap into it. No, I just gonna see what's gonna happen. I always make sure I'm grounded first and get connected to the earth, because I don't like to go flow around. I don't want to go out of my body. I want to make sure I stay where I'm at. So it is and sometimes I'm just sitting on the beach and look at the ocean and just be quiet and watch what is happening in nature. And I think sometimes that is, you don't even have to always go into meditation. And
You don't. You don't. I remember when I had a podcast years ago, and I was interviewing an author who's pretty famous now, and he said that he's the one that opened my eyes to understand that when he ran, he became one with everything. And then I have my second child is I have two girls and then I have two sons. And my youngest daughter has run 17 marathons. She's
wow.
run the 40-mile race several times. She's run a 50-mile race. She's done so much. But she says that one reason that drives her to run is she gets into the Zen. She becomes one with God. You absolutely are in one of unison of everything, and
Yeah.
there's nothing that will stop you or delay you. And so that's what you're saying. You don't have to close your eyes and sit there and, and listen to music or anything. It's just get into quiet. It's really quietness in it.
There's quietness. Like,
Whatever you're doing, your mind has to go quiet.
yeah,
It
and
should
leave your cell phone at home. Don't bring that thing or leave it in the car. Like, that is the number one distraction, is, all our devices and technology. And it's great we have it. It made us more connected, and it made us terribly disconnected. So,
yes, yes.
there's a curse and a blessing in a lot of things, and it's finding going back to connecting with people. I think the world is lost when it comes to connecting to each other,
Yes.
and we need to find that place again. And the world is challenging us, right? So, and I am all for being on the light side and enlightening people and give them hope and faith and purpose that everything is possible. Like, either you freeze, go into fear, and just think, this is life, and I will wait till it's my last day, or you just go into massive resilience mode and just build what you want to build and do whatever you want to do, whatever it is, regardless of what other people think of you, because that's how we grew up, with a lot of opinions from others, and most of the time their opinions are their fears, so they put it in on you and inside of you. And and I always tell people, the first 18 years of your life, you're totally getting messed up by everybody that has an influence on you, starting with your parents, teachers, friends, neighbors. Call them all out, and then the rest of your life, you're just basically working on to fix that mess, because we all come to this planet as spiritual, open, loving human beings, and then things happen, and then what you do with it, that is who you become. And I truly believe in the endless personal development of always becoming better and live my highest purpose on this planet. And when you get older, I think you get more anxious to do that. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I was like, I have time. And now I'm in my late 40s, and Sherry just turned 50 last week. So we're like, okay, we're really in the second half of our life right now, and we have a 2-year-old. We better stay on top of our game.
That is true. You got a long way though. But yes, I can appreciate. Do you have anything that you would like to offer people that they could go to your website, um, or
Um,
anything? I
what
can type in the chat.
Offer them a free consult of 15 minutes, and they can just send me an email. And so I can just hear what they need. And if I'm the right person, I'm happy to help them. And if I'm not the right person, I'm happy to send them to somebody I know who can be the right person. I'm not pretending or thinking that I can help everyone on this planet, but I know when I talk to people, I can get some information and guide them in the right direction. And sometimes that's all what people need, right? So,
Well, it is. It absolutely is. And I just before we go, um, I want to mention Real Community. It's a membership site group coaching program. So I've been on working with this for a long time, wanting to get a mastermind group coaching and but make it a membership site because my love is to teach people how to heal themselves. And I've been doing this work for a very, very long time. And Real, R.E.A.L, Real Healing Method, or I call it Real Mastery Results, came about in 2012. And it's been developing over 10 years. And it's real important that I'm sorry. I was moving. You put it in the chat, and I moved it over because I couldn't see you. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm the only one that couldn't see you,
I'm
Esther.
just
Okay. So, no, no. Okay. And so the point is that this is the first time I've ever. This is like a big deal, guys. That I've helped hundreds and thousands of people. I've helped them release, to remove blocks, whatever they need. And this is the first time I'm actually teaching people in a program to do it. Go in and clear anxiety, guilt, shame, anger, confusion. You want more money. You have all these beliefs. We have hundreds of beliefs around money. We have so many beliefs. It's like unreal, right? And
yeah.
we get to our core issues is where we're not enough. We're not supported. There's usually some common things. I feel abandoned. Those are common experiences that most of my clients have felt. Well, yes. And so I have techniques to go that teach you literally. You will go turn on a video and you're going to do the work and you're going to have a healing session. So that's the part that's I'm really excited to change the mindset because we live in an abundant world. Why not bring in the abundance, right? Of whatever you want. And so then we're going to be talking about angels and spirit guides and ancestors and how they play out in your life more than you know, and
Hmm.
about your life purpose and everything that we do. So, with that, make sure you start off with taking Real Results Map. It just is a quiz, an energy quiz that will help you to really tap into where you are with your money, intelligence, and success. Because you may have all the money, but you don't feel worthy. It's the same thing, or you don't have the money you want, but you have success, whatever. So I am inviting people to do that. Esther, thank you. I so appreciate you, and I'm so grateful that we got to do this together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and you're just wonderful.
Thank you.